Good morning. What a force for good Mira Sorvino is on human trafficking. When I think about her and how through millions of people who are points of light and ending malaria deaths in Africa and helping people with, who have HIV/AIDS and solving the high school dropout epidemic, it gives me such hope that our country is on the move. I often tell commencement audiences that I will be brief if you'll listen to me. And I know we're moving toward lunch. I did have a moment of panic when I saw these wonderful singers and dancers come out on stage that I was coming into American Idol or The Voice. And I'm so grateful you're not Shakira or Adam Levine or Usher. But I've been coming to this conference on volunteering in national service for more than a dozen years. And I've never been more optimistic about the power of national and community service to transform our country and our world in an age of increasing interdependence. And the Reverend talked so compellingly about our interconnectedness. When Jefferson talked about the pursuit of happiness, he was talking about a collective enterprise that we help one another achieve. And you, more than anyone, represent that spirit in our country. I want to give a special thanks to Neil Bush, President George H.W. Bush, Greg Petersmeyer, Tracy Hoover, Michelle Nunn, and the extraordinary team at the Points of Light for all that they've done over so many years to keep this spirit that Ronald Reagan called a deep and mighty river that flows through our nation. Hand to them. We've heard powerful stories and songs of creative activism. And I want to talk today and dream with you today about how could we create a generation of creative activists. General Stanley McChrystal returned from commanding troops in Iraq and Afghanistan and came back, and he had gone out on these tours of duty, these multiple deployments, with these young men and women who were serving our country abroad, and noted that less than 1% of Americans are serving in our nation's military during war for the first time in history, leading to the complacent assumption that serving the country is somebody else's job. Now, this movement represented in this room debunks that notion. But he came home and he called for a big idea, a future in which a service year is a common expectation, a common opportunity, and a rite of passage for every 18 to 28-year-old in the country. That's a big, bold idea, bringing young Americans from all geographies, races, ethnicities, income levels, and yes, even political affiliations. I co-chair an effort with Ethel Kennedy called the Earth Conservation Corps and have the opportunity to work with young children from the Anacostia and Kenilworth, some of the toughest neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. And the other day we were out on a service project, and I asked the people who were serving with us, what's your political affiliation? A lot of Democrats, a couple of Republicans, and one Tea Partier. And I thought that was so extraordinary, working side by side to do something together for our country and what that could mean for the function of our nation. A full year of civilian national service would also translate into course credit in college, and the Lumina Foundation is stepping up to help us think how that might be, or a resume for employment. So it's something extraordinarily valuable, and would be honored as highly as we honor our nation's veterans. General McChrystal has this vision of when you're at the airport and the veterans are asked to board the plane. The people who've served in AmeriCorps or Peace Corps or VISTA or other service corps, they're asked to board the plane because our culture values that service as highly as we value military service. Wouldn't it be extraordinary in this country if the most commonly asked question wherever you went, in parties, college, workplace, was, where did you do your service? And our goal is big, to create 1 million full-time civilian national service positions each year, on par with the more than 1 million who serve on active duty in our military, so that military and civilian national service are really two sides of the same coin. You've already seen the power of volunteer service and creative activism. And President George H.W. Bush and Clinton and Bush 43 and Obama all see the power of full-time national service as a force multiplier for volunteering, and what are now literally the tens upon tens of millions of points of light like you every year that flow like this deep and mighty river through American history. 2 weeks ago at our historic summit at Gettysburg, 4 organizations joined together in a new National Service Alliance. The Franklin Project at the Aspen Institute, bringing wonderful people together like Madeleine Albright and Condi Rice, Robert Gates and Tom Brokaw, Ariana Huffington, people who want to be part of this movement and in this room and pulling their leverage of their institutions to make a difference. And our goal is to build from the successful programs. Why isn't AmeriCorps at 250,000, as a bipartisan Serve America Act told us it should be? And I want to call out Mary the Bruce, who's running AmeriCorps alums with Ben Duda and doing such an extraordinary job building this alumni network to make it a force multiplier. So Congress, you wouldn't dare run for Congress unless you had done your service year. You had stepped up like those in AmeriCorps have done. What happened to John Kennedy's dream? He wanted 100,000 Americans serving abroad every year, 1 million over a decade, that could come back with speaking new languages, understanding cultures, religions. We did a survey of the Peace Corps and discovered that they view the Peace Corps as an extraordinary impact on national security for the United States and in peace building and forging this culture of interdependence in ways few other programs do. Underneath this idea of 1 million strong is this service year platform that we're building with the support of Cisco and technology innovators in Silicon Valley, and our own Shirley Sagawa, she's here, and Alir Zirk at the National Conference on Citizenship. This service year platform will enable young people to find service opportunities that match their passions, nonprofits and colleges to create and post service year positions that help their own institutions fulfill their missions, and funders, the federal government, state and local government, private sector, and even crowdfunding to bring this idea to scale. Someone called it an eHarmony for service with a Kickstarter to support it. This platform can revolutionize how we mobilize and train volunteers and certify volunteer managers. What if every one of you in this room went back to your communities and challenged your college that you went to, or colleges in your community, or nonprofits, to step forward and create new service opportunities and have these be certified in a national service system that are easily searchable and available to young people all across the country. Applicants will be able to have self-assessment tools, do spot checks, peer reviews to ensure they find a national service program that will meet their needs, and opportunities to translate that service year into course credit and employment. We hope the platform will attract crowdfunding. We went to American Idol and said, are you interested in helping us on malaria? And in 2 nights, we raised $78 million from the American people in something called Idol Gives Back. And literally over the last decade, 3.3 million lives have been saved from malaria because collectively the world has mobilized to end it. But we need your help to build this service year platform. And organizations like United Way and Catholic Charities and the American Red Cross are stepping up to help fulfill this promise. In the fall of 2015, we will publicly launch the service year platform. It's called youserve.org. And we encourage you to sign up today at youserve.org to keep up to date on the platform development and provide input to help us build it. The existing field will be automatically certified, and we hope with the help of Wendy Spencer, AmeriCorps will be automatically certified. And you can use this system to sign up, join these programs, and spread the idea to others. The beloved Harris Wofford, who's been in this field for so many years, closed our summit in Gettysburg with just 2 words, those 2 magical words that inspired presidents since Kennedy to the present day: ask and all. Could we create for this next generation a culture that asks them to serve and provides opportunities for all? And now a quick sneak peek at our brochure, website, and narrative that we hope will trigger your ideas and energy to help us build this 21st century national service system. I'll just close by saying I love you guys, and I love what you represent for our country.